Now, if you're just getting home from work, let's get you up to speed. 5.1 quake struck at 11:42 this morning. Epicenter near Mount Hamilton, just east of San Jose. There was a smaller 2.9 aftershock, which hit 5 minutes later. And then a little over 90 minutes ago, a 3.6 quake hit in the same area.
We have, of course, a team of reporters covering this quake. You'll be hearing from them throughout this newscast. Up first, Scott Budman, who's in Morgan Hill, where people not only felt it, there was some minor damage, Scott.
Yeah, Garvin, good evening. Business owners here in Morgan Hill and also the ones we spoke to in Gilroy said they felt the shaking but didn't see things fall off shelves or anything. But we did hear from a viewer who had some fairly significant damage. We want to take you inside their home now. They ended up with more than just rattled nerves. You're looking inside the Morgan Hill home of Lynn and Robert Meyer. Lynn said she got home just as the first quake hit. She heard things falling and breaking on a couple of floors of their house. She says she even had to catch a piece of furniture as it was falling, and what she was unable to catch smashed into pieces.
I had just walked in from the garage, in through the laundry room into the family room when I heard an explosion. It sounded almost like a bomb went off, and a floor lamp almost fell over and hit me, and I grabbed it. Thank God, or it was quite a heavy lamp. I'll show it to you if you'd like to see it. And it was like the shaking was unbelievable.
Now, she says no one was hurt, fortunately, but they will be cleaning things up for some time. And she says it just reminds her to be prepared for when the next one happens. We're in Morgan Hill. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Scott, you know, in Morgan Hill, in that area, kind of everybody felt it. But the farther away you went, there was a mix of people who were standing right next to each other. Some felt it, some didn't. Where did you fall in that category?
You know, it really depends. We walked into a lot of the stores with traditional glass or liquor bottles and things, and just about everyone we asked felt it, but really not all that strongly, and no one, when we stuck our head in either here or in Gilroy, said that they had things fall off the shelves. So you're right, it was scattered as far as where any damage might have happened, but just about everyone around here said, oh yeah, we felt that.
Great, Scott, thank you very much. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Ranieri joins us now. And Jeff, if there was such a thing as a good earthquake, it's one that gets our attention, doesn't do much damage, and reminds us to be prepared for when a bigger one comes.
Yeah, and just reminding us to be prepared. That certainly is a thing that just kind of, you know, really awoke a lot of us today here. And the thing that we've been talking about, this 5.1 number definitely got a lot of our attentions. But as we just heard from those reports, some of you really felt that rattling close to the earthquake, and others didn't really feel as much. What I wanted to point out is the epicenter right near Mount Hamilton in some of the higher terrain. So some of those mountains actually help to absorb a little bit of the shock from this earthquake. And that's why some of that shaking was not quite as intense when you got down there into the South Bay. Now, we've been following the aftershocks in our real-time live data. So far, the more notable ones above a 2.5 magnitude. We had a 2.9 at 11:47 this morning, just after the initial quake, and then a 3.6 coming at 3:08 this afternoon. Now, when it comes to earthquake, of course, the magnitude is the thing that we always talk about and we report about first. When you put that on the scale of things, that is considered moderate. So some property damage may happen, about 1,500 of those per year. It's equivalent to 1 million pounds of explosives. So that's just how much power and force came from this earthquake today. Now, when you look at earthquakes, the other thing we talk about is shake intensity. And you'll see the epicenter right here. Most of us felt at least close to it. That blue to purple color, that's considered light to moderate on the Mercalli shake scale. So the shaking is the other thing that kind of puts this into perspective for us. And when you look at the Mercalli scale, there's a lot happening here, but we went into this category, light to moderate. So a lot of folks felt it, may have had a few things fall off the wall, but that's pretty much it when it came to that shaking. Again, some of the mountains may have actually helped to absorb some of that initial push from that earthquake. Now, when it comes to the history on this fault, we've been reporting on this through the afternoon. What you'll see here, most recently, recently was in 2007, a 5.4, 1984, a 6.2. And as far as records go, way back to 1911, there was a reported 6.6, and likely 6.6 would be some of the largest activity we'd see based on the size of this fault. Since we got a little bit of time here left, I wanted to show you one more thing. We talk about drop, cover, and hold, but something else you may want to start thinking about is, where is your gas meter? How do you turn that off? And you want to go out and find your gas meter, and what you'll see here is when it's on, it's straight up and down, at least that little knob there, and then when you turn it off, it then goes perpendicular to the gas line valve. So that's something really important to know how to do. You can buy a little tool online for just a couple of bucks, so you can get out there real quick and shut that off. Again, check your specific meter, but that's a general look there at some of the ones going around here through the Bay Area. All right, we're back with more on that forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Now, when a quake like this hits, seismologists and scientists like Jeff, but seismologists from the USGS put their heads down. They start really studying the earthquake and its aftershocks to see what they can learn. One of those seismologists is Robert DeGroot from the USGS Earthquake Science Center in Pasadena. So, Robert, thanks for being with us. I know Jeff just gave us kind of like a primer on the earthquake, but I want to delve a little bit more into the obvious question, as if this is a 5.1, so it's a moderate quake, but I mean, aside for a couple of little mirrors broken here and there and some bottles off the shelves, we didn't see a lot of damage. Why is that?
That's right. Well, I think that was explained earlier in the newscast relative to the fact that where the earthquake was located. A lot of what determines what people feel is, well, first of all, is the distance you are from the earthquake, but also what was really well explained earlier was the type of material that those seismic waves are moving through. So the shaking levels were quite low. Had that earthquake been a little bit more in the valley, then the shaking would have been quite a bit different.
So when Jeff was showing us the pattern of where it radiated out, it looked like this earthquake kind of really radiated out more toward, the Morgan Hill area and out toward Reno. And that's why a lot of people in San Francisco didn't really seem to feel it. Is that correct?
Well, that's basically it. I mean, earthquakes, think about dropping a pebble into a pond, and that's really the way that seismic waves propagate. They move out from the earthquake itself. But really, it has to do with a lot of the materials that you're standing on, and also the distance. So people felt different levels of shaking based on where they were located.
So as a scientist, when you look at this earthquake, what are you looking to learn from this? When you dig down now, what are you going to be focusing on?
Well, I think every earthquake teaches us something new, but I think from the perspective that I'm looking at it from is that I'm a member of the operations team for the Shakeler Earthquake Early Warning System, and one thing we're really trying to improve is being able to get alerts out to people before shaking arrives at their location. And we want to understand what kind of alerts people need. If they want to receive alerts for lower shaking or for higher shaking, there are a lot of things that we want to learn from this. We want to keep people safe, and we want people to add earthquake early warning to their earthquake resistance toolbox.
So it's interesting because I was in San Francisco on the Embarcadero, and I did get my shake alert. I've only had it, haven't had it that long, and I've gotten up to now, I'd only gotten test. So I looked down and I saw it, but then I didn't feel anything. So I just kept going on with the chute that I was on. Is there really kind of like almost this is a practice? There's a learning curve for people to realize you've got to really pay more attention to that shake alert and be more concerned about it?
Oh, absolutely. I think that having the Great Shakeout Earthquake Drill last Thursday is a practice to do this. And I know that my shake sent out an alert at 10:20 last Thursday. And so it gets people aware of how to use the apps and other products that they can on their phones when they get alerts. Also, these earthquakes of magnitude 5, not a moderate earthquake, not a really big earthquake in that sense, but it reminds people that we live in earthquake country and that we need to be ready for the next earthquake in the Bay Area. So being ready and always possible, having your supplies kit and also earthquake early warning product on your phones, you'll be ready for anything.
Yeah, this is for sure a good dry run for us. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, today's earthquake certainly Earthquake triggered a system-wide safety response from BART. Immediately after the ground shook, the Transit Authority held all trains for 5 minutes, except for trains that were in the Transbay tube. BART says it does this to make sure there isn't an even larger earthquake that follows. So at around 11:55 this morning, the trains were released, but then operators drove at reduced speeds just so they could do a visual inspection of the tracks. By 12:21, the inspections were completed and the trains were back to normal, with delays ranging only from about 3 to 18 minutes. All right, Jeff gave us a little bit of information about this before, but let's look at some of the strongest earthquakes that we've had in recent memory. You have to remember this one. The 2014 Napa quake struck in the middle of the night. 6.0 magnitude quake along the West Napa Fault was the biggest to hit the Bay Area since 1989. One person died, dozens were injured, and it triggered a wave of fires, though. In October 2007, a 5.6 magnitude quake shook along the San Jose area. It struck on the Calaveras Fault around 8 o'clock. No major damage reported. And of course, the largest and most destructive quake that we all know that we just had the anniversary of was the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. 6.9 killed more than 60 people, left thousands injured, and yes, the Cypress Freeway structure and part of the Bay Bridge collapsed.